Hello everyone, my name is Sunil Hwang and I'm going to continue on my lecture on Buddhism and Buddhist practice given at the summer school, Dongguk International Summer School year 2019. From today, I'd like to talk about samsara and karma. Samsara means rebirth, and the karma means action. So in the past, maybe past life or in the past, I did something very wrong. That's the karma. That's the action. And according to the Buddhist and according to Hindu, that action will bring the result in the present or future. Maybe within this life or next life, next life, we don't know. So karma, our ethical action tend to be regarded as a driving force for living creatures being reborn again and again and again. And each individual will have their, responsibility, infinite responsibility for their own action. That's the main idea of rebirth and karma. And how this kind of idea developed in India is a very interesting subject. We all want to know more about that. So this lecture is all about the beginning, how this kind of idea started in India. So today I'd like to talk about samsara and karma. I'm sorry for the special character, but in your handout it's okay. In your handout it's okay. So samsara, rebirth, and karma, action. So Yunhe, we usually say. So how many will believe rebirth? How many will believe when I die I will be reborn again as a human being, something like that? How many? Nobody did. Nobody did. Usually in my undergraduate class, I usually ask about it to my students, and they asked me back, how do you think about that? Professor, how do you think about that? So I usually said to them that next life, I'd like to be reborn as a white Persian cat, sleeping all day in very comfortable couch and eating canned food until I die. That might be very nice. But rebirth, I'm not sure because of the scientific analysis or education, people getting less and less believed in it. But once you believe samsara, your life become very easier. Because every living creature has got fear of death, fear of nothingness, fear of disappearance. So when we grow old, we have a problem. Once I die, what will happen? So that's the moment the people are looking for the religion, and people looking for the religion, trying to get help from the God and so on. But rebirth, you don't have to do that because according to the idea of rebirth, the life we are living at the moment is a tiny part of endless life we are going to live. Endless life we are going to live. So once we accept it, death is not the end, because once we die, we immediately reborn again. Reborn again. So this is one of the easiest way to overcome, the fear of death when you have to face it. You have to face it. So in Indian thinking, destruction means new beginning. destruction means new beginning. So if you want to change your mobile phone, what you should do? Just throw it away. And once destroyed, you will get the new one. So death is part of the life. And the death, according to the samsara, is a starting point of is a point of a new start. So once we accept it, our life become very easier. Well, there are problems, but one of the way we can easily overcome once we accept rebirth. And in Indian people, how we become reborn again and again and again, they said it's because of our past action. So in the past, I did something very wrong, wrong action. Because of that, I am punished. At the moment. So in the past, we did so many actions, and according to Buddhism, these actions will disappear when we are punished. This action, effect of this action lasts forever. But in the world, when we checked it, there is a person who is a very kind and a very nice person, but very, very poor. And the circumstance surrounding him very, very bad. So he had a miserable life and died. Then people believe he is a good person and he did a really nice thing during the life, but he died miserably, sadly. But he will be reborn in heaven and he will enjoy his good behavior in this life. So we can easily say that. Or some other person, terrible person, how can I say, sponge, terrible person. But he was born in a very rich family and enjoy his life and winning the lottery and so on. Then people are starting to say, he must be punished. Not this life, maybe next time. Maybe the next life, something like that. We can easily say that. So karma is a driving force for the life we are going to live on again and again and again. So this is a very important concept established in India. It's kind of a worldview, but karma we usually classify either good or bad, ethically. Ethically, we can say this is a good action, this is a bad action. So in India, our ethical behavior will determine our future. Once we accept karma and rebirth theory, our ethical judgment, our ethical behavior, our ethical action in the past will determine our future. So it's an ethical worldview developed in India. That's we should remember. So when we check the world we are living in, there are many people who believe rebirth. For example, if you go to Papua New Guinea, there are some nomadic tribe where they believe, rebirth and so on. And also, if you go to Africa, there are some other Nigbo people who believe that. And Nigbo people very interesting. When their grandfather passed away, and then young boy was born, his name, grandfather reborn, something like that. And grandmother passed away, and young girl appeared. Her name, grandmother reborn again, something like that. So we can see a simple kind of a circle between this world and the other world. We can see many in many places. So 저승세계, 딴 나라, something like that. We usually say when we die, we go somewhere. So they simply when we die here, we will live on again in the other world. When they die there, they live on again in this world. This kind of a simple idea of believers appear everywhere in the history of human thought. We can see some Greek people, Pythagoras, for example, believe this kind of idea. But Indian people different because they have a ethical worldview. They starting to talk about karma. So it is very important how Indian people establish this kind of idea. It's very important. So today I'd like to talk about rebirth and karma in terms of its origin. So there are three possibilities. India has got old civilization. Anybody remember? Indus Valley civilization, starting from 3,500 people common era to 1,700 people common era. So this is the post-urbanization of the India. So they might be the person who is responsible for establishing this idea. It's possible, not easy. And second possibility, yesterday I said to you that people speaking Sanskrit, people speaking Indo-European language, they cannot be the original people in India, Indian Peninsula. They are outsiders. These people speaking Sanskrit, and they themselves sometimes called the Aryan. So we usually call them Aryans. Maybe Aryans could be responsible for establishing the idea of rebirth and karma. Or middle and lower part of Ganges River Valley area where Buddhism starts. I said to you yesterday that people speaking Sanskrit or people living in middle and lower part of Ganges River Valley, they are different. So maybe those people, Ganges River Valley, river area. So three possibilities. So today I'd like to talk first about possibility of Aryans, and then Indus Valley civilization, and then this Ganges River Valley area one by one. So in your handout, I just summarized when people speaking Sanskrit entering into the India, they try to make a social vision consisting of a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. How to do that? Making their own sacred text. So people, Aryans, build up their own sacred text. And the text was called the Veda and Brahmana and Aranyaka and Upanishad. So one by one, they establish those books when they entering into India. So Veda, we assume around 1,000 before Common Era, and Brahmana maybe 800. There is no rules, nobody knows before Common Era, and Aranyaka 600 before Common Era, and Upanishad 400 before Common Era. So you should remember the Buddha was very active in Ganges River Valley area around this time. So Buddhism starting to occur when Aryans establish their text called the Upanishad. So that's roughly the time when this idea established, we have to say. So Veda is hymns or kind of a poem devoted to the pantheon of sky god. So Indra, thunderbolt, thunderbolt, throwing god, or Agni, fire god, and so on. It's a kind of a poem dedicated to the god, Vedas. If Aryans are responsible for establishing the idea of karma and samsara, there must be some clue in the Vedic text, but there is nothing. No mention of, how can I say, livers there. It instead said immortality simply means living 100 years. 불사란 100년을 사는 것을 얘기한다. So from here we can assume when Aryan, Sanskrit speaking people first enter into the India, they do not have any idea. They have a linear worldview. Living 100 years is our goal or our destiny. And then in Brahmana period, and Brahmana is kind of interpretation or interpretation of Veda, of the Vedic text, and kind of ritualistic text explain how to perform sacrifice and so on. Here in Brahmana, we cannot see the idea of livers, but here we have the concept of the other world. The other world, 저승세계. We are living here in this world, the other world. So Brahmana period, Aryan people start to talking about the other world. And then some of the genius Brahmin thought. So the world is consists of this world and that world. When we are born in this world, we all die. And then we appear in the other world. So everyone die in this world. So they all die in that world. So the life of a human being is a repeated death. This is the destiny of all living creatures. Very, very sad destiny. It's called Punarmriti. Punarmriti, again, again, death, again, dying, again and again and again. So we can see some starting point of establishing idea of samsara here, but not exactly, not exactly. And then these two material, Aranyaka and Upanishad, we for the first time saw Indian, Aryan people speaking livers, speaking karma and so on. But here, one thing is very interesting about it is geography, because maybe you remember yesterday I said to you that once Sanskrit speaking people entering into India, they stay in Punjab. Punjab means 5 rivers of Indus River Valley area. And this is a dried area. Only near the river people can stay, but otherwise it's very dry and desert. There is no forest, no mountain. But step by step, they move from Indus River Valley area to the Ganges River Valley area. Ganges River. In the Ganges River Valley area, in the middle part, maybe some kind of a middle between Punjab and the Magadha area, we have a forest, soup. Have you been to India? Anybody went there? Many months and they over there. India very hot, but I remember when I was in Allahabad, near the river, there was a very thick forest. People when temperature heating up and up, they go to the forest once you enter into the forest, it's very dark because it's almost, sky was covered with a tree, and it's very refreshing. So forest is kind of a air-conditioned room in India. It's a nice place to stay. Aryans, when they were here, when they produced Veda and Brahmana, they do not have any idea of a forest. But once
Is there the mountain near the Ganges River instead of forest?
in the northern part, we have a Himalaya mountainous area. But Punjab is very flat plateau. But anyway, when they move to there, when they find the forest, they enjoy going there. So when they go, when they finish their duty, having a wife, producing children, and all the family duty they fulfill, they retire into the forest and build the ashram. So that's the ashram, the word first appear when they are entering into the forest, building the ashram there. So elderly person has got all sorts of experience in the society. They retire, they think about what is life, how we should live, what could be the secret of life, and then they starting to think about it. That book was called the Aranyaka, and the Aranya means forest. So Aranyaka, things belongs to forest. So Aranyaka, the name of the text actually suggests Aryans, when they produce Aranyaka, they already move from Punjab to somewhere middle between lower and middle part of Ganges River Valley area.
Just show you some of the idea Rebirth and Karma developed from the people who enter into the India from outside. Those people who speaking Indo-European language, Sanskrit, and they call sometimes themselves as Aryan. So today I just talk about how those people entering into the India and how they develop their own social vision through building up their text. Text means Veda, Upanishad, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. But one thing is clear. One thing clear is that when they enter into India, they do not have any idea of samsara, rebirth, and karma. They develop that sort of idea within the India, maybe learn from the local people, or they are the one who systematize the idea of rebirth and samsara. So until the period of Aranyaka, they do not have a clear idea of rebirth. So the rebirth idea starting to appear in the Upanishad. So from the next video, I will show you how the idea of rebirth starting to appear in their philosophical book called Upanishad. That will be the next one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in next video. Thank you very much.